Though I'm nervous and timid for the game you're going to play against Leeds on Sunday because it looks like it's going to be very hard, but I think Rob Dawson, the United correspondent for ESPN, has gone ahead to give me a very good evening of this news of Sabitzer, that Erik ten Hag is hoping to sign Sabitzer permanently at Manchester United after playing close to 100 minutes, because the first game he played for Manchester United, I think it was 15-20 minutes, and the last game we drew at Old Trafford with Leeds, he played 80 minutes. Welcome to United Matters channel. Rokan David is my name. Alejandro Garnacho putting out a post that shows that he's not going to give up, ready to take on the next tape, and obviously he was like demanding for the next game that manager, please get me that game of Leeds. I start it and I show these people what I've got. You get what I've got in my legs. I can come out and be turn around the season. So that is Alejandro Garnacho for you. And Harry Maguire, Anton Martial, and Danny Van Beek, those are players that Ten Hag is not having into his future plans. I have my reservations about some players, but for Harry Maguire, you know what I've always talked about him. So smash the like button, comment and share, and guys, continue to subscribe. I want to hit 12,000 subscribers. And how do we hit 12,000 subscribers? It's by you guys subscribing. And how do we subscribe? Lower right bottom corner, go there is a black button that has the word subscribe. Smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video to this channel. Now, Sabitzer is a player that we signed on the deadline day of the winter transfer window. That was on the 31st of January, and obviously he's up there in the galaxy of the new entrants of Manchester United. But in the history of the players we've signed in January transfer window, trust me, no one hits Sabitzer. His performances for the 100 minutes has played in 2 games are really out of this world. If you are to go out and really think of a January signing, I think it will be Eriksson. It's not Eriksson, Larsson Henrik, who was even experienced, and Ferguson had admired to sign him way back when he was still Barcelona and denied. And when he was in America, because in America, around January to March, they're in the off-season, and Larsson came on to play for Manchester United, and he was responsible for really grooming Wayne Rooney and Ronaldo into what they are right now, especially at the training ground, and really showing them how good it was to go ahead and really score goals in front of the goal of the opponent. So, Sabitzer, no one is really next to him, because when you look at the January transfer signings, I think Lindelof was a January transfer signing. He never hit the ground running. Fred Rodriguez, January transfer signing. Oh, there is Bruno Fernandes. I had forgotten Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno comes first. Now Sabitzer really comes the next. But I believe Sabitzer, if he signed permanently at Manchester United, as you are being told by this reporter coming in from Manchester United, he is going to bypass Bruno Fernandes because he's more talented than Bruno. You get, he's more composed, and his shots that he really does out at the nearest box area really great. Set pieces is okay. And lastly, that pass that he really directs to the blind side of the pitch, like the one he did when you're playing Leeds, the first goal, playing that ball wide to find Facundo Pellistri. Facundo Pellistri passes it back to Dalot. Dalot does a cross and Rashford heads it home. So I believe there is a lot into this guy known as Sabitzer at Old Trafford. Now, we've been told by Rob Dawson, he's a United correspondent for the ESPN, that Manchester United are prepared to sign Sabitzer Marcel permanently in the summer if he impresses during his loan spell at Old Trafford. And guys, let no one lie to you. You've seen this. Sabitzer has passed the eye test. That's it. Just 2 games at Manchester United. He has not been here, but he looked like he was here. And I think the only bad thing that really happened to him was that Casemiro got a red card. You know, when I see Sabitzer play like that, when he's not playing alongside Casemiro, I just imagine how he's going to be playing when Casemiro is there, because Casemiro gives you a lot of liberty to go forward, and obviously there are 2 experienced players, 128, the other one is 20, the other one is 30, and they know how to position themselves. So Sabitzer good on the ball, and it's hard to say early enough, but you guys, by the time Sabitzer ends this season, most of you will know that he's better than Eriksson. Look at that game of Leeds. In just the first half, he had directed 4 shots towards goal. You get? 1 was on target, saved by the goalkeeper. I think the other went over the bar. So it shows you how good this guy is. And he's just not yet confident and up to that level of knowing that this position is mine. Because every time a player plays when he knows that the position is his, there is the way he does everything in a way feels like it's best to really outbring his pure talent, and Sabitzer is that kind of player. And if at all you saw that game of Leeds, you know that this guy is going to stay at Old Trafford. Then Rob Dawson again said, United have told Sabitzer there is a chance he could earn a long-term contract at Manchester United. Now, you know, players with the mentality of Sabitzer, winning, they don't want to lose, they feel bad when they lose, they are talented, and they're hardworking, they're tenacious. If you are to list everything that Ten Hag wants in a central midfielder, that is Sabitzer. It's Sabitzer for you. And the good thing is that he's a versatile player. I believe Ten Hag wants this guy to stay. You get, in training, he's looking good. He came out and said it out loud in the first press conference he did, that Sabitzer is really looking great. And I believe that's why he wanted him to take part in the Nottingham Forest game in the Carabao Cup when we won them by 2-0 and when proceeded to the final. He wanted him to be there because he wanted him to get a little bit of some minutes with Casemiro, and maybe in the game of Crystal Palace was the plan to start him then. But having not started the game of Nottingham Forest, the manager decided to bring him on when Casemiro was red carded, and I think that wouldn't have been the best debut for Sabitzer. But Sabitzer came up and put up a game. He ran. He showed us that he's really good at winning those tackles, and he's good at blocking the interceptions and the checkmates into that midfield area. He's really one of those to reckon with. And people really went ahead to criticize him about not being a very good player shielding the back. I think there was miscommunication in between him and Freddie in positioning and movement. Freddie was everywhere. He doesn't have positional discipline. And Sabitzer was also played out of the game, like building that ball from the back foot, because Freddie was nowhere to be seen and he was just running around like a headless chicken. But Sabitzer really composed himself and onto the final third. He was great, controlling that ball and really passing. He's confident on the ball, and I think he has everything to stay at the club of Manchester United. And I think Ten Hag has finally got in a man who is really going to go on and tussle it out with Eriksen in the midfield area. Then Erik Ten Hag is hopeful that the possibility of securing permanent moves to Old Trafford will act as incentives for both Sabitzer and striker Wout Weghorst. So, for Sabitzer, he's staying. He's staying, that's it. Trust me, come the summer, he's going to be the first player that we are going to sign permanently from Bayern Munich. That's it, because he has really gone ahead to go on and prove Erik Ten Hag right, that I'm that player that you never thought of when you came in at Manchester United, but in the time of crisis, you thought about me, and I've come in here for you to solve that situation for you. But what is the benefit of this player being at Manchester United, especially if at all Eriksen is back? I believe that you would love to see Eriksen play in a more advanced position, because that's where he helps the team better. If at all you've seen Eriksen play, I think him playing as a cam, that's where the team benefits a lot. And having Sabitzer and Casemiro playing behind Eriksen, then one will ask the question, where will Bruno Fernandes be playing? Send Bruno Fernandes to the right, attacking side of the midfield, or the right wing, and he plays there. Because the fact is, Eriksen is a better cam than Bruno Fernandes. So it shows you that we'll be having lots of options, and that team and that midfield can go head to head with any team in the Premier League. With Casemiro and Sabitzer, the back four is really going to be shielded a lot, and Sabitzer gives us that drive going forward, and obviously coming back and really help Casemiro every time we lose the ball. So to me, I believe this guy is really great. And Weghorst also, to me, players like Weghorst are going to start Manchester United. Do you know why? Ten Hag wants 3 strikers, and there's not going to be money for him to buy like 2. If he brings in 2, then he'll let off 1 goal. But If there is no money, you know that Weghorst will come in and be there, play for you. And secondly, we are not creating chances for Weghorst. I've seen people coming out and going for Weghorst. In the last video we're going to do of the match preview, I'm going to come out here and really tell you what people think about Weghorst, and they're really having different stories about him. But I believe we've not yet deliberately played to his abilities. That's the problem that is happening at Manchester United. But all in all, I'm 100% sure Sabitzer is going to be signed permanently by Erik ten Hag. And kudos to the correspondent of Manchester United, that is Rob Dawson to ESPN, that he has brought us this story, meaning that Ten Hag is just telling the board, work on the papers. That is our first summer signing, because he knows what it means to come in the team of Manchester United with the pressure and you fit in like a glove, like Sabitzer. Sabitzer looks like has been playing for the club of Manchester United for very, very long, but obviously he has not been here for long. So, after that, there is Alex Crook, supporter of United, working onto the TalkSport radio. He has told us that Ten Hag does not see Harry Maguire, Donny van de Beek, and Anton Martial in his long-term plans. I believe for this, the first person to exit United is going to be Harry Maguire, because at the age of 29, he would love to be playing the games of football. He would be longing to be a regular at the team. And as things stand, Ten Hag is not even convinced that he can start any game. He's only starting because Ten Hag is not having other defenders. But if at all other defenders were here, Harry Maguire wouldn't have been nowhere near into even the match squad of Manchester United. That's it. However much is the captain, looks like Ten Hag is really willing to really sell Harry Maguire. And I believe these are going to be the early departures, because Ten Hag would love to bring in his men early enough. So, for Harry Maguire, I believe it has no discussion. And Ten Hag is looking for Julian Timber to come in and do the job for Manchester United. And for Julian Timber, I would love him at Manchester United because he'll help us twice. He can play as a right back, he can play as a central defender. That is Julian Timber for you. And if at all you can get Julian Timber at like 40 million pounds or 50, that's better. Or Kim Min-jae from Napoli to come in through and really play that central defense position, then that will be so great for Manchester United. And I believe the first two signings of Manchester United this summer are going to be Sabitzer on a permanent deal from Bayern Munich, and Kim Min-jae or Julian Timber or any other central defender. And then Erik ten Hag wouldn't like to see Harry Maguire return to the club of Manchester United, I think, in the preseason, because he would have already told him that, please, I don't need you here and I want you out. For the other two players, Donny van de Beek and Anton Martial, it's really tricky. Why? For Anton Martial, Ten Hag said it at the beginning, even before the season began, when it was the preseason, that wants 3 strikers. He had Ronaldo and Martial. That's why he was looking in for one. Ronaldo left, and then he was left with only Anton Martial. He said, I want 2 strikers. So then he gets in Weghorst. After getting in Weghorst, he needs one more. And I see no way United sells off Anton Martial before they bring in 2 more strikers. Will United be having the money to bring in 2 strikers in the summer? That's nowhere to be seen. It's nowhere near a reality. The reality is we are going to sign one world-class striker, either Harry Kane, Victor Osimhen, who else? Victor Osimhen, Benjamin Sesko, or Goncalo Ramos. One of those 4 will be at Manchester United. So that means Ten Hag will have to sign Weghorst, because he knows Weghorst will be there to play in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and those other tournaments, and he won't come out to ask for more playing time. Even when Martial is injured, Weghorst can be on the bench, and maybe Victor Osimhen will start. When Martial is fit, he can share the role with Victor Osimhen or Harry Kane or any other striker, but I believe he wants 3 strikers at Manchester United, so I don't see him leaving. And secondly, which team is going to give us money in Anton Martial after him proving that he's such an injury-prone player? You get? So I believe if I'm Erik ten Hag, I let Anton Martial get this season, the season of 2023-24 done, and they negotiate on either triggering his remaining 1 year on his contract, or let him go, or sell him. For Donny van de Beek, I don't believe that any team will trust to sign him, because he has been injured from January until June. Those are 6 months of Donny van de Beek injured. He has not been. He never got a very good reception in the Premier League. because even when he came in through and he scored on his debut at Old Trafford under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Solskjaer never really gave him a chance to start in the games. Yet every time he came on the in the field of play, he really looked sharp. But I believe Donny van Beek is still here. He's still here, and Ten Hag will love him to be at the club because at least he believes that he should give him one more season. And if at all that season really he fails to deliver and prove to him that, all right, I'm the lad that you got from Ajax, that you groomed in Ajax, then he'll let him go. But for Harry Maguire, I'm 100% sure he's one of those that is topping the list of exits from the team of Manchester United. And I don't see Donny van Beek and Anton Martial coming in to be sold immediately. I think the first players to sell are Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, Brandon Williams, Alex Telles, Freddie. For Freddie, it's going to be easy if at all they sign Sabitzer because a replacement has already been seen and the replacement is cheap. We might pay close to £20 million and really sign Sabitzer on a permanent deal from Bayern Munich. So, which other player do I think is going to be sold? Have I talked Telles? Maybe Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So I believe if they are to be sold, Anton Martial and Donny van Beek will come in last. And the reason for Anton Martial to be sold is that he always wants to be a main man and a chance has been given to him, but he cannot keep himself fit. He's not available every time we need him. So I think that would be the reason for him to quit the club of Manchester United. So that's it about Anton Martial. And let's go to Alejandro Garnacho, the manager, coming through in the press conference today, talking lots of positive vibes for the 18-year-old Argentine international. And obviously, Garnacho has really gone ahead onto the Instagram story and really said, he told me never to give up. So if it was God, it would have been a capital H. But I think he's referring to Erik Ten Hag, and I think that's the talk that they had with him during this training session today at Carrington, that Garnacho, never give up, keep going. And this message Garnacho has gone ahead to post onto his Instagram story is like a request to Erik Ten Hag that, please, can you get me that game of Leeds? I feel like I have a point to prove. I let my team down, I admit, by not scoring those 2 goals, and I put out sloppy passes and made unnecessary runs, but I can turn this around. I can make it better. And how do I make it better? By you giving me this game and starting. So it's like telling Ten Hag, get me this game and I'm going to go ahead and really do the best that every fan of United desires from me. And I said that, I think, was it yesterday, that for Alejandro Garnacho to go on and really kill off this vibe totally, it's simple. He just has to go all out and perform very well in the game of Leeds. Everyone will forget what happened in the game of Leeds. But I know there is a small fraction of United supporters outside there trying to go ahead on Garnacho, but I believe you are doing something bad. He's an 18-year-old. I know you have your pain of not winning that game of football and had the chances to level the game in the first half. And obviously, if we level that game in the first half or score those 2 goals, then we are ahead of Leeds and we come back in the second half in a driver's seat. But Leeds did invite the pressure, and obviously they paid the dividends of inviting the pressure by seeing Rashford and Sancho scoring against them. So that is Garnacho for you. Sorry about that. Telling us that he'll never give up. And that's the spirit of a young man like that. I like to see that. I like to see him put up such posts that he's really strong, because, you know, every time you perform badly at that age, social media can really ruin your career, because those criticisms can climb up your head. And when you climb up your head, you can lose yourself. And after losing yourself, you can't put out the best on the field of play. You saw that thing happen to Sancho recently. And I think Ten Hag is sitting him down and telling him, look at what happened to Sancho. 3 months off the field of play because of listening to social media. The best way to silence your critics is going back on the field of play and playing better, because you are a golden generation talent that we are producing, and you are under the best hands of the manager. Erik Ten Hag proved at grooming young talent. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. Rock and David is my name. United Matters channel is the YouTube channel. Your thoughts on Ten Hag to sign Sabitzer permanently at United are welcome in the comment section below. After that, tell me your thoughts about United or Ten Hag not seeing Harry Maguire, Anton Martial and Donny van Beek as players on his in his long-term plan. And lastly, Alejandro Garnacho saying that he'll never give up no matter what. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. Goodbye. Bye-bye. I'm returning with the match reaction of Manchester United versus Leeds away at Aaron Road, a game that has really tensed me up, and I'm really tensed up to the bone marrow.